is Ken from Coffee Crafters, and thank you for ordering your Artisan 3E coffee roaster. And we should have emailed your tracking number by now, and while your roaster's in transit, we'd like to give you some information on what you do when you receive it. So Karie, why don't you let them know what they need to be aware of?
Okay, well, when your roaster arrives, it should look nice like this. Pre-COVID times, the driver would knock on your door and have you sign for your package. Lately, they've just been dropping it off. The procedure is no signature. So the thing that you want to do is, if when you discover your package and it can be damaged, this can be damaged, this is the roaster body, this is your accessory box. If it's severely damaged, you need to take a picture, contact us, and our contact information is here on this important sheet, and we'll help you with a claim or possibly returning the roaster. Doesn't happen very often, so don't fret about it. So if it looks nice, pull it in your house, and you're gonna start unpacking it. And so we're gonna start with your accessory box. We're gonna open it up, and we're gonna show you the contents. One thing though, this is a packing list, so you're gonna take your packing list off your roaster out of this little slip, and it should tell you all the contents of your roaster that you ordered. So there's a checklist. Here's one side, here's the other side, and the contents for your accessory box is here. So you can actually check them off, make sure you have everything, and we'll go through that with you.
And one other thing on the shipping, your roaster is going to come in 2 boxes. You may not receive them at the same time.
Correct.
One can show up one day and one the next. Don't panic if you only get one box. The tracking number will alert them as to where the other box is at, right?
Correct.
All right, cool. So we're going to go ahead and start unboxing this. And Karie, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this box over here.
Okay.
And we're going to set all of the parts here on the table.
Okay, you want to go for that?
We'll open that up. And one of the questions we get occasionally is people will not find one of the parts.
Yeah, I forget.
And Karie tapes screws to the parts that they go to. On the very top, you're going to find your manual. And before you unpack it, I would suggest sitting down and reading through the manual. And it tells where everything's at. And I think there's actually some added information in here on the parts that are involved. And so let's go ahead and start laying these parts out.
Okay.
So this is the Chaff Guard.
Yep, should have your...
And there's a couple screws on there on the attachment part. And what Karie tries to do is the hardware that goes with the part, she'll try to tape it to that part. So that's one of the things that's confusing. People will take that out and then start looking for the part and not find it. This is the Y fitting that goes with whatever exhaust blower that you're going to order. So all the exhaust blowers that we spec will use the same one. The self-tapping screws that you would use to attach that are attached to this fitting. We're not going to attach it to an exhaust blower today because we don't know what exhaust blower you're going to be using, and they all do pretty much the same thing. This is the light kit, and that's a self-contained unit. Got your bean scoop. And this is the outdoor Chaff Guard. And you'll find inside of your manual, it shows how to install this. So basically this is a through wall fitting, out, down with a 90, and then the Chaff Guard's like this, and then the bag's on the bottom side. So that's for the outdoor chaff collector. And then you have your hopper. So one of the things, like this one is a good example. So inside the hopper, you're going to see the bracket for the thermocouple probe. Make sure that that bracket is turned down, straight up and down. So this one absolutely would not work like that. And so we'll move that down so that it's straight up and down. And the reason you do that is so beans don't get caught on the chaff bracket. This is the fitting that goes on most of the discharges of the blowers, right, Karie?
Yes.
And so it goes from a 5 to 4 reducer. If you happen to get a blower that has a 4-inch, you don't need to use it, but we include that because most of the ones that we specified use that part. And then the last thing in the box is the hood.
Yeah.
Oh, this is the bean cooler. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Inside the bean cooler is a lot of the smaller accessories.
There we go. There's the hood inside of there. So all of the stuff we have in here, Karie, we have the hood, chaff bags, thermometer.
Chaff bags, clamps, and that's listed on your checklist. You've got your nifty little roast log, thermometer, and your probe, and a pair of silicone oven mitts. We'll take the rest of the clamps out here. And a spare switch, we've included that for you.
And one of the parts that we've had people misplace is they'll set the hood aside and not realize that the hardware to the hood is
Attached to the top.
attached to it.
Yeah.
And also the 4 half-inch screws that attach the mast to the back of the roaster are also in there. So that's all the parts in the accessory box.
Yep.
All of this is on what page in the manual, Karie? They're going to find all of the...
Oh gosh, I don't have that memorized. Okay, so, okay. We do have some photos, we have information, kind of helps you
But the
double
main
check.
thing is, Karie showed you the checklist. All of these parts are on the
Yep.
checklist.
Yep, page 10 and 11, you'll see some pictures, and it'll show you exactly what you've received here. There's an updated piece right here. This piece has not been updated in the catalog, and so you have a newer revision Chaff Guard, call it a guard, so it won't be exactly like this one here.
Yeah, but it does the same thing
does
and
the
mounts
same
the same
thing.
way.